residences, which has led to some recent tragic events.
The point being, someone knows this man. Someone works with him. And we need to hear from you. We do need your help. So, do you have any information?
Okay, we need proof one way or the other.
God, I can't believe this.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
Okay, now I know he used to keep his receipts in a cardboard box, but since Dad had that talk with him, he must be keeping them in here somewhere.
This is gonna take forever. Are you sure you haven't gotten the monthly statement?
Yes, just keep looking. He could be here any minute.
On top of that, he's had a pretty rough go of it this past year. Yeah, well, his mother and I are a little concerned about him.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, it's not like I want to pry into his private life, but well, he tells us he's in the choir here.
Yes, he is. He has a wonderful voice. He never misses practice.
Practice, that's Thursdays.
That's right, Tuesday and Thursday nights.
And are you usually here for those rehearsals?
Oh, yes, I never miss them. I love the music. You know, it's part of the perks of the job.
And what about last Thursday?
Yes, we practice as usual. We have a concert coming up. You know, I'm surprised.
Was Paul here
Yes, he was.
the whole time?
That's it. Nothing from December, nothing. He must have them all shoved in his glove compartment.
What about the car phone? You're the one who gets the monthly statements from that, aren't you?
Right. Ben, what was that date again?
December 17th, fires in Clay, Elm, Thorpe, and Ellenburg.
December 17th, okay. Everett, Waterville, Chellon, Yakima.
That's in the right area.
Elm. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's there. 6:25 p.m., Ben, he was there. Just before dark, Ben.
Ben, you startled me. What are the two of you doing here so early?
Oh, well, I just came in to check on some things.
I was over at the AA pen. Bobby dropped me off.
What's going on?
What do you mean?
Where's your dad?
I don't know.
He was gone this morning when I woke up. He took the paper and he didn't even leave a message. I'm gonna call the house, see if he's back there.
Mom. I think he might have gone over to see Paul.
Ruth, what is it?
There was a press conference last night, and the arson task force showed this sketch that they think is...
George, where have you been?
Paul checked in yet?
No.
Well, I thought you were at Paul's. Come on, what's going on? Will someone just please
Look,
tell
I
me?
think we all better just sit down. Let's just sit down. Come on. It all fits, Margaret. His white car, the scanner, even the profile that they have there. I even spoke with his minister last Thursday when we had all those fires. Paul left choir practice just before the fires broke out.
That's not everything.
At the press conference, they said that the arsonist set some fires in the Cle Elum area on December 17th. So Ruth and I checked Paul's phone records.
Keller Advertising. Thanks. All right, Paul's on his way up here. I think we all better just go on about our business now. Come on.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Paul.
Ben, I can see you here today.
I'm playing hooky today. Going to the movies.
You better keep your distance from me. I think I'm coming down with something. Turn these invoices. Then I was gonna go back to sleep. Morning. What do you think of this latest stuff from the task force? That looks like they're finally getting somewhere.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. It's about time.
Yeah.
Here you go, Ruth. Ruth, here are these invoices. Our concert is Friday night. I still hope you guys can make it. It should be great.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't miss it.
Yeah. I think I better go. I'm just not feeling very well tonight.
Yeah, you go on, get some rest.
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
Just stick close to home tonight, okay? I'll come by later and check on you.
Where else would I be? Bye.
Take care, son. We have to call the task force, that's for sure. We have to stop this thing. But before we do that, we confront Paul with it. If we try to get him to go in there with us and talk to him. Or do I go in there first to make sure it is Paul?
I think that's all you can do, Dad. Paul will never admit to it.
Well, what about getting him a lawyer and having him go in with Paul?
He'll never admit it to a lawyer either.
Well, we can't just turn him in. We can't. I mean, we may be talking about prison here, Dad, about a trial. We have to get him a lawyer.
And we will. Question is when.
Well, I think we should get him a lawyer first.
If we let one more night go by, knowing this, and Paul starts one more fire, and somebody else is killed, we'll never forgive ourselves. Or Paul.
Yes, I'd like to come in and talk with someone, if I could. I think I might know who the arsonist is.
He's here. Let's go. Now let's handle this guy exactly like we said, okay?
Right.
Remember to tell him the investigation is going to take a while. And in the meantime...
Want to keep it buttoned up.
Right. Because if he goes running to a lawyer, this whole thing could go down the drain.
Good.
And find out where his kid is. I want to tail on him like right now. This is our guy. I'm telling you, I can smell it.
Mr. Keller?
Yes.
Dave Wetzel. It's my partner, Randy Litchfield. We're heading up the investigation.
How you do?
We want to thank you for coming in, sir. I know this couldn't have been easy for you.
No, it wasn't. And before we get started, I just want you to know that I hope I'm 100% wrong about this. I mean, after all, this is my son we're talking about.
We understand, sir. We both have sons of our own.
Oh.
If you can just follow us over here.
I actually took a pen and underlined everything that applied to Paul, his fascination with the fire department, an explosive temper, recent crisis in his life, and then there's this composite, this fairly close resemblance. You can take a look for yourself.
And he drives a white sedan.
Yes, he does. I also have these. This gas slips and phone records. It turns out that he actually was in Cle Elum, Easton, the night of those fires.
Do you have records like this going back to August?
Yes. Looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
Well, let's not jump to any conclusions until we check everything out.
How long will that take?
That's hard to say, Mr. Keller. We've got to go through every record of Paul's that you can get your hands on, check those against the fires. It could take a week or so.
A week?
Mr. Keller, we need to be absolutely sure about this. For everyone's sake, especially your son's.
Meaning, we'd also like to pull a curtain down on this whole investigation. That means that no one outside of your family can know anything about this. Not friends, not relatives, not even the family minister, no one. And especially not Paul, of course.
Do you realize how hard this is going to be on the family? We're supposed to just pretend there's nothing wrong?
Sir, we really need your help. Now, there's always the chance that your son may be innocent. By the way, do you know where Paul is right now?
I believe he's at his apartment.
Hi, this is Paul. Please leave a message.
Paul, it's Dad. If you're there, pick up the phone. I tell you, for a guy who's supposed to be sick, you sure got well in it.
Hi, Dad. I was in the shower. What's up?
Nothing. I just, was checking on you, see how you're feeling.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a towel. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I'm okay. I'm all right. Just a little sore throat is all. Why? Is everything all right?
Yeah. I just, I thought I might drop in on you later.
Well, I'll probably be sacked out then.
Right.
Dad, you sound kind of funny. You sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired is all. Listen, maybe I'll drop in on you tomorrow if you're up and around.
All right. I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son. See you tomorrow.
That was well done, Mr. Keller. Now, the sooner we get all your son's records, the better.
I'd like to explain something to you, if I might. I'm betraying my son here.
I think I understand that.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I think you're assuming that everything you've got written down there is accurate, and that is not true. You think that Paul must have come from some sort of an abusive family. Well, that's not us. We're a good family, and we love our son, no matter what he's done. And I'll tell you something else. I'll make you a promise. If it turns out to be my son, and I ask him about this man to man, he's gonna tell you guys the truth.
How'd it go?
Oh, they're very nice, very sympathetic.
Do they think he did it?
looks that way. They can't be sure yet. They have to go over his records. Phone bills, and they want to talk to you, the kids.
I keep trying to figure it out. Why he'd do something like this. I keep looking at these old pictures. Trying to... I don't understand my son. I don't know who he is.
You have to understand that my mother and father had pretty tough childhoods of their own, so they wanted us to be like the perfect little family in the perfect house, you know, everything perfectly neat, in its place.
What about any friends?
Paul really didn't have any. I mean, if you saw a lot of kids being picked for teams, you know, well, Paul would be the kid left leaning against the fence that nobody picked.
He was diagnosed as hyperactive?
Yes, finally. I don't know why I didn't figure it out.
Dad used to come home, and sometimes he'd just literally have to pin Paul down to the ground. He'd be screaming and thrashing, and
George had to be the disciplinarian. I just wasn't up to it.
In a press conference earlier this week, the arson task force revealed a sketch of the arsonist put together from eyewitness reports.
What we have here is a white male, sandy brown hair, glasses. We also believe he is well dressed. Possibly has a job that requires...
No, they can't do this to me. I don't want to be no cape. I didn't never want to be no cape. I just want to get out of here. Come back here. Wait, you all.
And one of us was always in tears, me or Ben or my mom.
He was always in trouble. Ben broke his legs in 2 places, and I had to wear a cast for 6 months. And Paul, he didn't seem to see the wrong of it. He didn't make the connection.
He'd be a real jerk sometimes. You know, he's one of these kids who always thinks he's smarter than everyone else. He's always making wisecracks. Always making fun of people. Anyway, Grandpa was just about Paul's only friend. He was the one who used to take him to the fire station. When he died, Paul took it real hard. In fact, just recently, I remember him saying, and this is kind of weird. He said, you know, after Grandpa died, everything went downhill for me. He was real bitter for a long time.
Sorry to interrupt here. We got a problem, guys. We've lost track of Paul.
Hello?
Hey, kiddo. Where you been? Phone's been ringing forever.
I just had the radio turned up. What's going on?
Nothing. Just checking in. Where are you?
Just going through Kirkland on the 405. I'll be home, I'll be home in an hour or so.
Hey, we're all set for the concert Friday night. Starts at 8, right?
Right, look, I gotta go. There's an accident up ahead.
We're running a hell of a risk here, that's all I'm saying. In the first place, this guy drives like a maniac. And if we try and keep up with him, he's gonna know we're there. Of course, if we don't keep up with him, he could drop out of sight and start setting more fires.
You have enough to arrest him right now?
Absolutely. We got him rock solid on 12 counts.
No, sir, that's 7. The others are still a crapshoot. He'd do maybe a couple of years and walk.
No way.
What's our alternative? The alternative is to hold off on the arrest until we can overwhelm him with so much evidence that he makes a deal on confession. Confession? You think that's a possibility?
A slim possibility, based on George Keller's claim that his son will be a stand-up guy and tell the truth, which I think is a long shot.
Hey, but it's the only shot that we've got, Ken. You know this whole case is circumstantial.
And you were the one who thought the Kellers would be fighting us with a lawyer by now, but they haven't. They have stuck in there every step of the way.
So far, okay? So far. But they don't know we're about to nail him, and they are not out there every night trying to stay with this guy, which is another thing. I personally think Keller is on to us.
Oh, come on, Ken. He thinks he was spotted buying grass, and he was. So we backed off a little bit.
Right, and so now we come close to losing him every night.
But he comes back every night, doesn't he? And why, Ken? Because that family is all that he's got. They're his only connection to the real world.
Get it?
Looks great.
Yeah, okay, what? Wait, let's see.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, God, you look like you're 12.
Well, we gotta go. Can't have the best tenor in the choir being late.
Don't we have time to take a picture? Just a quick shot of the family? Can we?
Sure.
Sure.
Here you go, Press. You want to do the...
Yeah, you bet.
Great.
Okay. Okay. Everybody, big smile now. Okay? Smile.
King of kings, forever and ever, and Lord of lords, and he shall reign forever, forever and ever. King of kings and Lord of lords, King of kings and Lord of lords, and he shall reign.
I know, honey. I know.
I just can't take it anymore. I can't stand the lying. I can't look him in the eye anymore.
I know. I know. I know.
There's gotta be another way. I mean, why can't we just take him?
Ruth. Honey, we've been over and over this.
Betraying him, Dad. All of us.
No, we're not. No, we're not. He's betrayed us. Betrayed this whole city. He's burned out family after family after family. And I've seen those people's faces, honey. They're people just like us who have lost everything. And I'm not going to add to that. Not going to do that.
It's just so hard.
I know it is. But it's the only thing we can do. It's the right thing to do. And we cannot tear ourselves apart with guilt because we have to do it.
George, if this was up to us, we wouldn't need this, but the DA does need a signed statement.
How many fires are we talking about now?
76 with another 40 strong possibilities.
It's definitely him.
I'm afraid so.
When are you going to arrest him?
Day after tomorrow. And we're gonna make arrangements for you and Margaret to stay somewhere until the media calms down.
I want you to do me a favor, okay?
You name it, Judge.
We need to know why. We need to know what went wrong, especially Margaret. I've gone back through everything I can, every report card, every note from a counselor. But I haven't been able to get a hold of some of the old medical records, and I just thought that...
You got it, George. What, we talking about a hospital here?
Yeah, Mariners. It's right down the street. We just need to go back through all of it. That's all we can do right now is try to understand this.
Hang on. Yeah, Wetzel. How? You know who it is? Look, I'll be right there. Right. Someone's dropped the ball. There's a reporter calling asking if we're going to arrest someone by the name of Paul Keller. Ken's trying to plug the leak right now. Look, George, what I want you to do is go back up in your office, close it down, lock the doors, don't answer the phones. Randy, maybe better go up with him.
No, wait, just a minute. Wait a minute. What if Paul hears about this and he takes off? What happens then?
George, we got to stop him, one way or another.
Ruth, Margaret, we're closing down the office. Don't take any more calls.
George, Mr. O'Connor's on the line. They lost Paul.
What?
They lost Paul.
Here, I'll take it. Ken, Randy, what's up? Yeah. Then you just lost him again? Okay. Right. I'll get on the other line. All right, story hasn't broken yet, but while we're chasing it down, we need you to call Paul again.
I just called him. He's gonna know something's up.
Then call him again. Think of something. We've got no choice. Ken's ready to call in the troops.
Paul, where are you?
Why? What's wrong?
I'm holding a bounce check from Brady.